The 930 CE Qarmatian raid on Mecca, a dark day in history. Imagine the holiest city in Islam, Mecca, where Muslims from around the world come to perform the Hajj pilgrimage. Now picture this sacred city being brutally attacked with its most revered relic, the black stone of the Kaaba, stolen. This is the story of the Qarmatian raid on Mecca in 930 CE, a shocking event that shook the Islamic world to its core. The Qarmatians were a radical sect of Islam that emerged in the 9th century. They were part of the Ismaili Shia branch of Islam, but their beliefs were very different from mainstream Muslims. The Qarmatians believed in creating a utopian society where everyone shared wealth equally. However, they also became known for their violent methods and attacks on other Muslim communities. The Qarmatians established their own state in what is now the eastern part of Saudi Arabia and Bahrain. From there, they launched raids on neighboring regions, targeting pilgrims and trade routes. They were known for their brutality and showed no mercy to those who opposed them. The year was 930 CE, and Muslims from all over the world were gathering in Mecca for the Hajj pilgrimage. Hajj is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, a religious duty that every Muslim must perform at least once in their lifetime if they are able. As the pilgrims gathered in Mecca, the Qarmatians, led by their leader Abu Tahir al-Janabi, launched a surprise attack on the city. The Qarmatians showed no respect for the sanctity of the holy city. They stormed into Mecca with swords drawn, killing thousands of innocent pilgrims who were there to worship. The attack was brutal and devastating. Blood ran in the streets of Mecca as the Qarmatians slaughtered men, women, and children. They did not spare anyone, and the sacred city, which should have been a place of peace and worship, became a scene of horror. But the Qarmatians didn't stop there. They committed an act that would go down in history as one of the greatest sacrileges in Islam. They stole the black stone from the Kaaba. The black stone is a revered relic in Islam. It is embedded in the corner of the Kaaba, the cube-shaped building in the center of the Grand Mosque in Mecca, which Muslims face during their prayers. According to Islamic tradition, the black stone dates back to the time of Adam and Eve. The Qarmatians removed the black stone from the Kaaba and took it back to their base in Bahrain. They saw this act as a way to demonstrate their power and to challenge the authority of the Abbasid Caliphate, which ruled the Islamic world at the time. The Qarmatians held the black stone for over 20 years. During this time, the Islamic world was in shock and disbelief. The Kaaba, the most sacred site in Islam, was incomplete without the black stone, and Muslims prayed for its return. Finally, in 951 CE, after years of pressure and negotiation, the Qarmatians agreed to return the black stone. According to some reports, they demanded a large ransom, but it is unclear if this was paid. When the black stone was returned, it was said to be in pieces, and it had to be cemented before being placed back in the Kaaba. The Qarmatian raid on Mecca was a turning point in their history. While they had shown their power through this attack, their influence began to decline in the years that followed. The Islamic world, however, would never forget the horror of that day and the desecration of its most sacred site. The 930 CE Qarmatian raid on Mecca is remembered as one of the darkest days in Islamic history.